Oh, okay. So these little red guys are the ones that can lead you to, or have new passwords for you. So we just got Moonahan from Dragon Quest II from that guy. Nifty. Anyway, yeah, I'm back. I finished my grinding. I got us all up to level 14 and redistributed what skill points I could. The hero needs a couple more in order to get the next thing in swords before he can move on to Falcon Slash, and Eric needs a lot more in order to get dual wielding. So we'll hold off on spending their points for just a little while longer. Maybe I could go out of my way to grind even further until we get those, but right now we're like thousands of experience points away from getting our next level, and I'm kind of like, we could probably take the guy on. Maybe. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on heading on. I'm not too worried about like fighting more things. There are a couple of new enemies here, like those crab guys. Let's see. Those are the Crabberdaberdoos. They can combuff their enemy party if they want to, and they can defend themselves to reduce the damage they take. And then there's also, let me see, Haystack Needlers. Let's see, those guys can make you miss a turn with the sultry dance. But yeah. Anyway, enough about that. We've got a Slayer to slay.
The heat, the dry air, it is too much, too much. Let us spend the night here. The monster will have to wait. There you are. As you can see, I have decided to set up camp. We will continue our quest in the morning.
That's right. You get your beauty sleep, Princey dear. You've got a hard day of getting us to do your dirty work for you to be preparing for. Come on, you. Let's have a sit down and a nice chat, shall we? So, 2 boys and 2 girls out on a lovely adventure together, huh? How romantic. But what kind of adventure, I wonder? Come on, spill the beans.
To be perfectly honest, we're none too sure ourselves just yet. But for the moment, we're trying to get to Yggdrasil. We need to understand more about the mysteries surrounding the luminary, you see? It's all to do with a horrible being called the Dark One. He wants to bring death and destruction to the world, and we want to stop him.
All right, Big Mouth, that's enough. You don't need to tell the Jolly Jester a whole life story. We barely know him.
My. So there's a dastardly villain coming to steal all the smiles and laughter from the world. And you 4 heroes are on a daring mission to stop him before it's too late. Oh, now that does sound fun.
You've got a strange idea of fun.
What about you, Sylvando? What made you leave home and set out on the road?
Oh, you don't want to hear my boring old stories. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Come on, kiddies. Betty buys.
Well, aren't we full of mysteries? What's his deal?
Alrighty. You should be fully healed at this point, and you've got a nice save point right there, conveniently. Not that anything bad's gonna happen when we do that. This is not a special save point at all, or anything. We could fight these guys, the snake guys, I think are Dythons or something like that. They can poison you. I'm just gonna avoid them for right now though, because I'd like to be as topped off as possible for what's coming up next. Not that anything bad's gonna happen, I don't know why you'd say that. Yeah, if I haven't made it obvious what's gonna happen next, then I don't know what will, but we want to go up this way. No crabber-dabber-doos for me. Man, they made it real far without us, huh? Alrighty. Just up here is where we want to go.
The Slayer of the Sands was last seen here.
The cowardly creature is nowhere to be found. It must have fled in fear. Let us return to the castle and inform my father of our success.
The Slayer of the Sands is among us!
Mommy!
Up and at him, Principoo. Show that filthy thing what real knights are made of. Oh dear. Looks like poor old Ferris has been struck down with stage fright. You soldiers, beat the ears and look after him, will you? Come on, gang. This little drama needs a hero or two.
And for the first time in this game, we finally get to hear boss music. I guess, if you want to call it that. This is the Slayer of the Sands, the first real difficult boss fight in the game, which is, I guess, why they decided to use this music. He could do quite a lot of damage to us with his attacks. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Sleeper Hit, hope for putting him to sleep, and use Purse Cutter to deal a lot of damage to him, because that's still somewhat effective during this fight. He is susceptible to being put to sleep. Let's see, the hero doesn't have much going for him. This guy doesn't have any, like, creature types or anything, so we can just use Flame Slash or things like that, or we can just attack normally. Let's see, Veronica, I want her to use Decelerate to reduce the Slayer's agility. That way we can have a little more time between each of his turns. The boss can attack sometimes twice, which can be a little dangerous. No need to bother with Accelerate, but we are going to start buffing up because our squishy members might not be able to survive too many hits without it. Now, let's see, the Slayer can attack, sometimes do twice. He can also hit all characters with an attack. He has a Desperate Attack, which is kind of like a crit for like triple damage. He can dazzle the party, and he can also confuse people. Don't worry too much about getting confused though. Sylvando can actually snap people out of it. Sylvando's kind of like good, but also kind of a little troublesome. He's mostly helpful, but he can also wake up the Slayer of the Sands with a physical attack if you put him to sleep with Sleeper Hit, which is not that great. Now that we got him slowed, let's use Sap to reduce his defenses. Make that a little bit easier on us, and we'll buff Serena a little bit too. He can also Sap, and in that case you want to start buffing people to counteract that. Ow. Wow, that's a lot of confusion for one hit, huh? Alright. We'll use Frizz now. That should do us good. Yeah, when confused, you'll start to do like random weird things, but Sylvando can snap you out of it, so that's helpful. That's his big use in this fight, is snapping you out of confusion. I really wish he'd done it to... Ow. Serena first.
Yeah!
but you know, here we are. I'd love to get it. Thank you. A sleep off. You know what? If the hero gets pepped up on his next turn, I'm using Wild Side. Why not? I'll do a lot of damage. I didn't get pepped up. I'm gonna hold out for it though. Let's actually cast Frizz so we don't wake him up. Savando might still attack him, and if he wakes him up, then that's just tragic, but no deal. Alright, still fast asleep. No pep power for the hero yet. Let's use Persicutter. Let's deal a lot of damage to him. 210! Wow! Awesome. Let's see, he's about half. He's about half. We're getting there. That big hit really helped, I will say that much. Nobody needs healing, and I'm okay with not buffing the boys, so let's go for a
May
reach.
heaven's winds propel thee hence!
Alright, the buff's about to wear off on Veronica, but I feel like we can get him. I don't remember this many voice lines for casting spells! Is this new? Because if so, it's pretty hilarious, actually. But yeah. No pep power. At this point, I'm just gonna do it. We might get another Curse Cutter off before it dies, and that would be good damage. Let's see. Huh, he killed it outright. Awesome. We did it. That fight rocked my socks the first time I played this game. I'm kind of surprised that we were doing so much better this time around, but all's well that ends well.
That will teach you to be so grumpy. Now, hold nice and still while I tie you up.
The battle is won! The Slayer of the Sands is bested! All in a day's work for the Prince of Gallopolis! You saw me, men, did you not? You saw the People's Prince defeat the fiend that terrorized them so.
Yes, Your Highness. Of course, Your Highness.
You have my thanks, friend. My heroic feat would not have been possible without your valuable contribution. I still have not forgotten what I promised. I will speak with my father about the rainbow upon my return. You may rest assured of that.
Really, Principal? That's how you're gonna play it? And what do you think they'll be expecting of you next, huh?
You speak as though I have a choice! Are you suggesting that I disappoint my father and the citizens of Gallopolis?
I'm not suggesting anything, darling. You do what you need to do.
To Gallopolis, men! We return as heroes! Yeah!
Oh, well, this feels all kinds of wrong. You're right, Sylvando. Nothing's going to change if he keeps on pretending.
Oh, I think the poor boy knows that well enough. All he needs is a little push. Anyway, I'd better be getting along. I'm sure we'll bump into each other again soon. Ciao for now, my loves.
My fellow Gallopolitans, Faris, your prince, my son, our hero, has vanquished the Slayer of the Sands.
Hey! Yeah, that's it! Yeah!
The future of our kingdom is surely safe in the hands of one so gallant and chivalrous as he. Now come, heroic conqueror, address your people.
Beloved Gallopolitans, yes, I captured the beast, but I did not act alone. For it was your love, your adoration that gave me the strength I so needed. Yes! Hi. And it is that same love that will allow me to continue serving you until my dying day.
Friends! We have no need to be afraid. Prince Faris will protect us. Yes, yes! We have nothing to fear with the prince on our side!
Well, my boy, your people await. Let them see firsthand the fearless desert knight you have become.
Father, Father, I cannot.
Repeat after me now. A knight's word?
A knight's word is his bond, his kingdom, his master.
Well, don't stop.
He serves the weak untiringly, challenges the strong unflinchingly, and never retreats in the face of adversity.
That's more like it. Now, my little Princey Pooh, do you want to be remembered as a miserable coward or a hero who died fighting to the end?
I wish to be remembered as a knight of Gallopolis!
Darling, you were wonderful. Amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it, huh?
Wait, did you?
I won't always be here to remind you what it means to be a knight, though. Better not go forgetting again, huh?
Wait! friend, where did you become so well-versed in the ways of chivalry? Are you a knight?
Who, me? Don't be ridiculous, darling. I'm just a silly old jester.
Yes, Father. It was he who rode my horse in the Sun National, and he who captured the Slayer of the Sands. Forgive me.
Varys, look at me. The burden that was placed upon you, it was more than any boy could be expected to bear. It is I who must apologize, not you. But rest assured that I have learned my lesson. I will not make the same mistake again. And it seems you have learned something too, despite your protestations. The bravery you showed was worthy of a true knight. Sir Hendrik will be happy to take one such as yourself under his wing, I am sure. Your dream will come true at last. I am so pleased for you.
Hendrik? Wasn't that the name of the guy who was chasing us?
Ah, but I am forgetting our guests. Father, these travelers came to Gallopolis in search of the rainbow. It is a royal treasure, of course. But surely you agree that they have done more than enough to deserve it.
Certainly, certainly. But my boy, I sold the rainbow to a traveling merchant.
What? What would compel you to sell one of our most precious treasures?
Are you blind, boy? Did you not notice the grandeur with which we celebrated this year's Sand National? We made a sacrifice for your sake.
Father, I...
Forgive me. All I can tell you is that the merchant to whom I sold the rainbow headed west towards Gondolia. This letter will grant you passage through the checkpoint that leads there. Perhaps someone can tell you what became of the branch.
Ow! 1,000 pardons! I did not know that the rainbow was no longer in the kingdom. Truly, I did not. It is scant consolation, I am sure, but please, take this. Its value cannot possibly compare, but it has been prized by generations of Gallopolitan knights. It allows one to provoke distant foes into combat, and is an excellent way to gain battle experience. Or so I am told. You have done our kingdom a great service. Should you ever need our assistance, you need only say the word. And as for me, I will be sorry to see you leave. But I am sure there will be other kindly travelers along soon enough. Yeah?
At last! I was beginning to think you had snuck out through the stage door.
Huh?
Ow.
Hey! You again. What do you want this time?
Hey, yeah! Ta-da! Oh, don't be coy, darling. I want to come with you, of course. You should never have told me about your heroic quest if you didn't want me to tag along.
What are you talking about? You can't just decide to come with us. This isn't a game.
Believe me, honey, I know it isn't. I've seen my fair share of fun and games on my travels. What kind of jester would I be if I hadn't? But I've seen tragedy too. People attacked by monsters, all kinds of awful things. You know, my dream has always been to build a wonderful theater. Somewhere I can put on performances that will make millions smile. But how can I do that if this dark one of yours is going to be out there making people's lives awful? What I'm trying to say, darlings, is that we all want the same thing. So you see, I have to come with you. Oh, don't all squeal at once now. Mwah.
This guy really doesn't take no for an answer, huh?
Guess I'm part of the gang now. Yay! So, tell me, what's our next move?
Well, to get to Yggdrasil, we're going to need the Rainbow. And it seems that a traveling merchant has taken it to Gondolia.
Gondolia. But honey, that's a port town. He's probably hopped on a boat and set sail by now.
That's true. Well, then we'll have to buy tickets for the ferry, and...
The ferry? Please, darling. We don't have time to be riding the ferry with the little people.
Well, what's your bright idea then?
I was thinking a ship of our own might be more chic, no? And luckily for you, I happen to have picked up a lovely little number in the end of season sales.
What? You've got your own boat? That's amazing! You're going up in my estimation by the minute.
You'd really be willing to let us use your ship, Mr. Sylvando?
But of course, sweetie. That's what friends are for. And guess where the old girl is docked, No? Why, Gondolia, of course! Lucky! So what are we waiting for? The ocean beckons, shipmates! Westward ho!
All right. So yeah, if you didn't pick up on the pattern of temporary party member joining us afterwards, then I don't know what to tell you, but now we have Sylvando. Now, we can only have 4 party members in battle at once. Just show you this right now. But if we go into the lineup menu in the miscellaneous menu over here, you can actually swap out Sylvando for someone else. So that's pretty nice. Sylvando's got some skill points of his own. Sylvando's kind of like a weird sort of mixed fighter where he can do sort of like some magical stuff, he could do some physical stuff and things like that, and he acts as a pretty good support as well. Let's see. Let me open up my notes for party members, because I forget how I want to build him. Okay. Ah, here he is. Did I not put everyone in? Did I only put the party members? Interesting. Yeah, Sylvando has access to swords, knives, whips, litheness, and showmanship, which is a special skill for him. Let's see. We want... Yeah, we want to get to showmanship as fast as we possibly can, because one of his abilities in showmanship is called Hustle Dance, which is a party-wide healing effect. I think it's this one? No, it's not this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. We want to get to Hustle Dance as soon as possible, because that party-wide heal is so important in the early game. So let's start by boosting through litheness real quick. And then once we get a few more levels for him, we can get Fuddle Dance and then Hustle Dance. His showmanship stats, like, and the moves that go by them, like Hustle Dance, are based off of his charm stats. Keep that in mind. Let's see. I believe when it comes to skills with weapons, you want to focus on swords for him. Or possibly whips, one or the other. I forget. Whips are useful for Sylvando because they can hit a group of enemies, and unlike Veronica, he actually has the stats for whips, so you can make use of that. You could also have him do swords, but I already have the hero doing swords, and the hero's just kind of better at it. So it's up to you. He can inflict some status ailments with his whips, which is useful if you want to pair him off with Eric. But again, Hustle Dance should be your top priority. Get that for him as soon as possible. But alright, we've got a new party member by our side. We've got a new goal to head to Gondolia to continue our search for the Rainbow. So I think that this would be a good place to end it off. So in the next episode of Let's Play Dragon Quest XI's, we're going to be heading off to Gondolia to get on Sylvando's ship. See you guys then!